Hi, I'm Bruce. If you didn't already know that, you're probably better to spend your time elsewhere, because this channel's really only aimed at keeping friends and family apprised of what I'm up to here in my retirement in Indonesia. Well, it's Sunday already. Raining in overnight the last 2 nights. Didn't do any videoing yesterday. I just thought I'd get on and get things done instead. I swear you can just about see this rice growing. If you go back and look at the previous video, that was only a few days ago. Well, there's the fluid head that I removed off the tripod. This black plastic plug here, that's the part that is threaded in there, but the threads were stripped, plastic threads. So I thought, okay, if I applied some sealant to that, stuck it back in, it might be good enough to hold it, but it wasn't. So what I need to do is get that back out again here now. Of course it's going to be hard to get out, and get some proper glue and see if I can glue that back in. But in the meantime, I've got the original head back on. I bolted my quick connect on here. So if I do that, you can see that additional thing comes off, and that's the screw that was holding the quick connect, that quick connect in fact, on top of the fluid head. But this is okay as is, and I will use that to watch me cleaning these up a bit. I actually cut all my pieces yesterday for this design I've got here. So what I'm going to do now is trim them, clean them up, and then cut them appropriately. So as you can see, even this little guy here, he gets notched out at the corners and notches out either end. Then that one the same, and why do I have 4 of those? I don't know why I have 4 of those. But there's, it says 2 times and 2 times. Okay. So I have 4 of those because there's 2 times and 2 times. And then I have sides 2 and back 1. So I have quite a bit of cleaning up to do to get these all conform to size, because what I want to do is make sure that all these 3 are the same size and shape. These 4 are the same size and shape and are the same width as that, and these guys need to be same width that way as well. So I'll be doing a bit of individual sanding and then clamping together and sanding, and then it's on to that. This may take me a long time. Well, we're not off to a good start. Both these electric sanders have been killed. Of course, people just keep quiet about it and don't tell me. Just like this Ryobi hammer drill, which you can see has had a very hard life, to the extent that they managed to kill it, so it doesn't work either now. So yeah, not happy with the way my equipment gets treated. So those have been added to my recycle collection. I know what happened in the case of at least one of those sanders, is that I saw it being used to sand smooth their concrete rendering, and of course the cement dust gets into the motor and kills it dead. When it's not your own equipment, you treat it however you like. Just like rental cars, yeah, they're all meant for racing, for off-road and all those things. And the trick now is to conceal the existence of this little guy from them and just use it myself. Let's see how stuffed up the planter is. I don't know how square that is, but it's a close enough approximation to the same length now. Sometimes I'm not very bright. I figured out that the dust goes that way, which is where the camera was. So yeah, it needs a bit of dusting. Well, that'll do for now. I've reached overheat, so I'm going to go back to the house and cool down. Well, here we are on Monday morning. It looks like the engine's getting a from basics up rebuild, including repainting all the bits and pieces. The concrete in front of the rice factory here is taking a bit of a hammering, because all they do is they pound down the soil and rock and then put a thin skin of concrete on top, and it doesn't stand up. But they're getting this refined down well. I'd be interested to see what's out the back there, but I'm not about to climb over this and bugger it up. So here we are at the back, and being compartmentalised out and filled in by the look of it. So that drain through the wall over there is probably going to lose its relevance. But okay, that long rail across the top there kind of indicates that there's going to be a roof at a higher level, encompassing this full area. That could be what they're working on over there. This at Bendy's house kind of looks unfinished. Looks like they need another one of those fences over the far side, over this side, and along the front there, or perhaps a gate in front of the front door. I started the day by going over and marking up the smallest and simplest of those 9 pieces of MDF for the bits that are going to be removed to make my slot and tab arrangement. But bending over the table for that one taught me that no, I can't do that standing up. And now I've got to go and recover from that, because my back didn't like that at all. And then go back and try doing it sitting down. It's already Wednesday and I'm back over to the shed over here to do a bit more of this stuff. Mightn't get as hot quite as quick today because it's a bit cooler. I didn't come over yesterday because it was raining pretty much all day. We had just over 78 millimetres. Yeah, I wonder if this thing is not seeing a signal. That means it's on the wrong input. Don't know. Well, I'll worry about that later. Well, that wasted 20 minutes. I think next time I come over I need to try and remember to bring over a CR2032 coin cell, because I think the CMOS battery in there might be flat. And I had to pop out the graphics card and reset that because corrosion. But now I've got it set to do Windows updates, so that'll keep it busy for a while. I'll sit down and try and get on with my woodworking. Well, that took a while, but I've got all my pieces marked up now. So there's two side pieces that are identical. I thought they were symmetrical, and then I looked at my diagram and no, they're not, so I don't cut that particular bit. But every other part that's shaded has to be removed. So that sort of fits into there. Well, actually, that would be the front, so it actually fits like that. So you got the slots and tabs type things there with these pieces sitting in those longer slots that go up and down and across there. Yeah, so since those two pieces are identical and those four pieces are identical, I've strapped them together so I can hopefully make them in one operation. These are a bit more fiddly. So now I've got to contemplate how I'm going to remove those shaded bits, and I'm thinking that what might work best is if I take my good old workbench over there and mount my jigsaw upside down so I can use it kind of like a table saw and navigate these pieces across the top of it. But I'll think about that another day because I'm starting to warm up even though it's not terribly hot. I do have the PC doing its updates still. So what are we at? We're at 26.9 in here and 85% humidity. So yeah, feels a bit warmish. And 30% there. Okay. Maybe I'll just leave that going and wander off and plan to come back later. It's Thursday and surprise surprise, it's been raining again. Well, that's a fairly dangerous looking arrangement. One which I would nickname the finger snipper. So I think I'll be wearing gloves. Yeah. Let's see how we go. bigger, or are you just borrowing those?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for wood only, for this sort of thing only.
Kayu.
Kayu, yep, that one kayu,
Kayu.
that one metal or kayu.
Kayu. Yep.
So steel or kayu is that one. But yeah, so kayu, anything.
Anything. Yep. Besi, kayu, good.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, that's the first one done. Well, I got a first forced rest break. Battery went flat. In theory, I have 3 or 4 functioning batteries for these things, but only one of them was on hand here. The others have gone elsewhere. Hopefully they'll come back. Yeah, so I got the second small piece done, and this one I got all of the cuts that way done, and those two. And I just started on taking out the divot for the these slots, and I got to take that one out, and I got to figure out a way to cut those off in there. But for now, it's an enforced break. I might just wander down and see what they're doing down at the rice factory. Wow, this has all changed a bit. I wonder what the idea of this across the top is. How much is going to get put on the cover? Well, I've not yet filled the holes at the back here. I suspect they're going to be filled, but I couldn't guarantee it. Maybe they're still going to be ponds. I don't know. You'd think that they'd use that to fill, if they're going to fill them in. But yeah, so the roof's going to extend out to cover that section. There's going to be a vertical post there by the look of it, on that T intersection. This engine's getting a total rebuild. Even the injector pump's getting worked over. Parts all laid out neatly. So the grey the other day was just the primer. So now we have the black and green on it. Very interesting. Just walking back from the rice factory, I could see there that Santa might want to do some work on his roof. Well, I've depleted the 2 batteries on hand. Got the double layer stuff done. And I've got 2 and a bit sides of the 4 on the 4 little plates done. Can't do anything more without charged batteries, so I think I'm going to call it a day. But you see all that sawdust there? You can kind of guess from the fact that that's sitting there, and that's over there, and that's there. That was all dust that I was wearing until I stood up and brushed it off. So I'm not sure the breathing MDF dust is good for you, but it's too hot to wear a respirator mask here, or even a filter mask. It's Friday morning, so I need to look at doing my assembly of the video and do an upload. I hope you know where to find the fast forward button on your playback, so you could not suffer through that entire woodworking clip earlier. But yeah, so here we have the fan. That's what that big motor's going to be driving. So it's a pretty substantial fan. This will be an interesting setup. But yeah, so we're going to get quite a bit roofed here by the look of it. So I'd say this is the roof they've removed from the old section, and this is a new stack of cement, corrugated cement roof. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, well, it's a grey old Friday morning, and it's been another wet week. I'll get back over to the shed to do more woodworking later, but that'll be next week's video. For now, I shall wrap this up and do an upload.